Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're cracking the code on what makes small businesses tick, especially in one of the most dynamic economies in the world. We're going to break down a really insightful study into a clear, actionable formula for success. So let's start in Indonesia. Right now, there are over 66 million micro, small, and medium-sized enterprises, or MSMEs. I mean, just think about that. That is a staggering number of entrepreneurs and innovators out there. And they aren't just a drop in the bucket, not at all. Together, these businesses are an absolute economic powerhouse. We're talking a massive 61% of the entire country's GDP. So with all that impact, what's stopping them from getting even bigger? Well, a lot of them hit this growth ceiling. And one of the biggest hurdles they run into is trying to get the loans and the capital they need to expand. Okay, so let's get into it. We're going to look at a recent study that basically went searching for the secret formula, the thing that really makes an MSME successful in this digital age. And the research really zeroed in on a super common problem. It's not usually a lack of a good idea or ambition that holds these businesses back. A lot of the time, it's something as basic as messy financial reporting that just shuts the door to getting that crucial funding. So, the researchers went on a mission. They surveyed hundreds of business owners to figure out what exactly separates the high flyers from everyone else. And their findings suggest it all comes down to three key things. Okay, so key number one. Let's call it the digital toolbox. The study calls it e-finance. And really, it's all about the technology you have at your fingertips. So what is e-finance? Well, think of it as the big shift away from old-school face-to-face banking to modern, slick digital platforms. It's about having access to all those financial tools you need, anytime, anywhere, right from your phone or your computer. And this is where it gets really powerful. Just look at this list. These tools directly tackle some of the biggest barriers to growth. We're talking about easier ways to get funding, reaching customers all over the world, and just making every transaction totally seamless. All right, let's move on to key number two, which builds right on top of the first one. See, it's not enough to just have the digital tools. You also need a reliable business scorecard. Now, what do I mean by scorecard? I'm talking about quality financial reports. And no, this isn't just about crunching numbers. It's about creating financial statements that paint a true and honest picture of your company's health. Reports that are accurate, clean, and totally verifiable. And this is so important. A good report isn't just a headache you deal with for compliance. It's your most powerful tool for building trust. It's how you make smart decisions, and it's absolutely essential for getting the credit you need to grow. Okay, that brings us to our third and final key. And honestly, as we're about to see, this might be the most important one of all. It's the skill of the player, or what the study calls e-competence. And listen, this goes way beyond just knowing how to use an app. E-competence is about having the knowledge, the skills, and the strategic mindset to actually use those digital tools to hit your business goals. So let's recap. We've got our three keys: the digital toolbox, the business scorecard, and the player's skill. But here's the big question, right? How much does each one really matter? Are they all equally important? Well, to find out, the researchers used a pretty powerful statistical model. They calculated the specific influence that each of these three factors had on the actual real-world performance of the businesses they surveyed. And the results? Wow, they are fascinating. The digital toolbox? Yep, it has a positive impact. That solid business scorecard? For sure, that helps too. But then you look at the player's skill, and it's not even close. Its influence is dramatically larger than the other two combined. And this diagram just illustrates the point perfectly. It shows that you can have all the best tools and the most pristine reports in the world, but they don't mean much without the competence to use them effectively. The skill of the entrepreneur is the true game changer. In fact, when you put these three things together, they explain a staggering 88% of the difference between high-performing businesses and everybody else. I mean, that's an incredibly clear recipe for success. So the takeaway from all this research is crystal clear. Competence isn't just some nice-to-have skill. It's the fundamental thing that directly predicts success. That means investing in your own digital skills and your teams is the single most powerful thing you can do for growth. And that leaves us with a final question for every entrepreneur out there. Take a good look at your business. Are you focused on just buying the latest tools? Or are you truly investing in the skills required to master them? Because as we've just seen, the answer could be the ultimate key to unlocking your next level of growth.